only quiet, but I'm a riot. Every jolly soul, always the same. That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my name.
My roommate? She was doing some research on the internet. People with advanced multiple sclerosis, it can affect their judgment and decision making, their cognitive abilities. Not so much to be trusted, because their brain's leaking all over itself. My brain's leaking a lot. Or so I've been told, and I've seen some pictures of it. I knew I couldn't be blamed for my own actions. You can't hold me responsible. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Can only go so far. My brain's leaking. My brain won't stop leaking all over its goddamn fucking stupid self. I think it's impairing my judgment. How could it not? If you pour fluids into your brain, you're bound to get a short circuit. Not the cute kind like the movie. Time for your Bible lesson. Sit the fuck down. This is required. It is not optional. What do you want to hear about? Do you want to hear about eating blood forbidden? Or do you want to hear about unlawful sexual relations? Yeah, you want to hear about unlawful sexual relations. Leviticus 18. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, I am the Lord your God. You must not do as they do in Egypt, where you used to live, and you must not do as they do in the land of Canaan, where I am bringing you. Do not follow their practices. You must obey my laws and be careful to follow my decrees. I am the Lord your God." He just said that. He says that all the time. Like, he begins and ends every sentence. He's so insecure and paranoid. God. Sorry. "Keep my decrees and laws, for the man who obeys them will live by them. I am the Lord. No one is to approach any close relative to have sexual relations. I am the Lord. Do not dishonor your father by having sexual relations with your mother. She is your mother. Do not have relations with her. Do not have sexual relations with your father's wife. That would dishonor your father. Do not have sexual relations with your sister, either your father's daughter or your mother's daughter, whether she was born in the same home or elsewhere. Do not have sexual relations with your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter. That would dishonor you. Do not have sexual relations with the daughter of your father's wife born to your father. She is your sister.
Do not have sexual relations with your father's sister. She is your father's close relative. Do not have sexual relations with your mother's sister because she is your mother's close relative. Do not dishonor your father's brother by approaching his wife to have sexual relations. She is your aunt. Do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. Do not have sexual relations with her. Do not have sexual relations with your brother's wife. That would dishonor your brother.
Do not have sexual relations with both a woman and her daughter. Do not have sexual relations with either her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter. They are her close relatives. That is wickedness. Do not take your wife's sister as a rival wife and have sexual relations with her while your wife is living. Do not approach a woman to have sexual relations during the uncleanness of her monthly period. Do not have sexual relations with your neighbor's wife and defile yourself with her.
Do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Moloch, for you must not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. Do not lie with a man as one lies with a woman. That is detestable. That part's been underlined. I didn't underline that, but somebody found that one. Of all these rules, somebody thought that that was the best one.
Do not have sexual relations with an animal and defile yourself with it. A woman must not present herself to an animal to have sexual relations with it. That is a perversion. Do not defile yourselves in any of these ways, because this is how the nations that I am going to drive out before you became defiled. Even the land was defiled, so I punished it for its sin in a land and the land vomited out its inhabitants. But you must keep my decrees and my laws. The native-born and the aliens living among you must not do any of these detestable things, for all these things were done by the people who lived in the land before you, and the land became defiled. And if you defile the land, it will vomit you out, as it vomited out the nations that were before you. Everyone who does any of these detestable things, such persons must be cut off from their people. Keep my requirements and do not follow any of the detestable customs that were practiced before you came, and do not defile yourselves with them. I am the Lord your God.
When did these things become rules? I mean, back with Adam and Eve, and then, they had some kids, and it was all incest, because there was nothing else to be done about it. So, I don't know. He's just making this shit up as he goes. Lord God. Okay, do you want to hear about various laws? There's some good stuff there. Or punishments for sin. They're both pretty good. I'm not going to read all of these because there's just so many, but various laws. Do not curse the deaf or put a stumbling block in front of the blind. But fear your God, I am the Lord. That's kind of common sense. Don't torment the disabled. I am God. Do not cut the hair at the sides of your head or clip the edges off your beard. Do not cut your bodies for the dead or put tattoo marks on yourselves. I am the Lord. Let's skip to some punishments. Let's get to some punishments here. Punishments for sin, Leviticus 20. The Lord said to Moses, say to the Israelites, any Israelite or any alien living in Israel who gives any of his children to Moloch must be put to death. The people of the community are to stone him. I will set my face against that man, and I will cut him off from his people. For by giving his children to Moloch, he has defiled my sanctuary and profaned my holy name. If the people of the community close their eyes when that man gives one of his children to Moloch, and they fail to put him to death, I will set my face against that man and his family, and will cut off from their people both him and all who follow him in prostituting themselves to Moloch. I will set my face against the person who turns to mediums and spiritists to prostitute himself by following them, and I will cut him off from his people. This God is just so insecure and threatened. It's like, don't be looking anywhere else. You so much as think about another God. That's it. I am your God. I am the Lord your God. If anyone curses his father or mother, he must be put to death. He has cursed his father or mother, and his blood will be on his own head. Curse you, father, you piece of shit! Come and get me, motherfucker.
If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, with the wife of his neighbor, both the adulterer and the adulteress must be put to death. If a man sleeps with his father's wife, he has dishonored his father. Both the man and the woman must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man sleeps with his daughter-in-law, both of them must be put to death. What they have done is a perversion. Their blood will be on their own heads.
If a man lies with a man... Oh, this is underlined as well. Somebody really had a particularly strong interest in a man lying with a man. They must have been really into that subject. There's not too much about it in the Bible, so luckily they underlined all the important parts. If a man lies with a man as one lies with a woman, both of them have done what is detestable. They must be put to death, blood on their own heads.
If a man marries both a woman and her mother, it is wicked. Both he and they must be burned in a fire, so that the wickedness is not among you. If a man has sexual relations with an animal, he must be put to death, and you must kill the animal, as opposed to putting it to death. If a woman approaches an animal to have sexual relations with it, kill both the woman and the animal. They must be put to death. The blood will be on their own heads. If a man marries his sister, the daughter of either his father or mother, blah, blah, blah. Oh, they don't have to die, just cut off. Dishonored, cut off from the people.
If a man has sex with a woman during her monthly period, he has exposed the source of her flow, and she has also uncovered it. Both of them must be cut off from their people. The source. Stupid old God. You know why God? You know why? Well, he who shall not be named. You know why he disapproves? You know why he hates women so much? And you know why he hates the idea of anybody finding out about the source as it is written. It is written, leave the ladies alone when they're having their period because it's awful and you just don't, you're not allowed to know about that. That's because that fraud of a god is just scared, terrified. The people might actually find out that women are the ones with the genuine power in this world. They are the creative force on this planet. Trace the source, morons. Trace the source. Do not have sexual relations with the sister of either your mother or your father. Blah, 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 blah. Don't sleep with your aunt. Don't marry your brother's wife. That's about it. That's it. Those are your punishments. It's all about sleeping with things and people. Keep all my decrees and laws. Blah, 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 blah.
You must make a distinction between clean and unclean animals and between unclean and clean birds. Do not defile yourselves by any animal or bird or anything that moves along the ground, those which I have set apart as unclean for you. You are to be holy to me because I, the Lord, am holy, and I have set you apart from the nations to be my own. A man or woman who is a medium or spiritist among you must be put to death. You are to stone them. Their blood will be on their own heads.
Those punishments are really not too much included there. I remember a whole big long passage about goats and all the different rules for goats, killing them and not killing them, and if somebody kills your goat, what you can do to that person. I don't know where that part was, but it's probably somewhere in Leviticus. It seems like it would fit. Well, here it's talking about how when you're killing animals for the god, for your god, you have to kill perfect animals. If there's anything wrong with them, it's no good. It doesn't count. It has to be a perfect, pristine male goat, or what else? Cow? What is it? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, cow, sheep, goat. Must be perfect. It must be a male without defect. You may, however, present as a free will offering an ox or a sheep that is deformed or stunted, but it will not be accepted in fulfillment of a vow. Well, then what would be the point? You must not offer to the Lord an animal whose testicles are bruised, crushed, torn, or cut. God wants those balls in perfect condition. You must not do this. You must not accept such animals from the hand of a foreigner and offer them as the food of your God. God eats a lot of cattle, it seems like. But only cattle with balls. Perfect, uninjured balls. I am the Lord. Do not profane my holy name. I must be acknowledged as holy by the Israelites. I am the Lord, who makes you holy and who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord. I'm the Lord. Are you listening to me? I am the Lord. Pay attention to me. Now the son of an Israelite mother and an Egyptian father went out among the Israelites, and a fight broke out in the camp between him and an Israelite. The son of the Israelite woman blasphemed the name, in capital N, the name, with a curse. So they brought him to Moses. Parentheses, his mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Dibri, the Danite. They put him in custody until the will of the Lord should be made clear to them. Luckily, the Lord was always on hand at this point. Just get Moses to go ask. And God will tell Moses some awful thing. And then they would do it. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Take the blasphemer outside the camp. All those who heard him are to lay their hands on his head, and the entire assembly is to stone him. Say to the Israelites, if anyone curses his God, he will be held responsible. Anyone who blasphemes the name of the Lord be put to death. The entire assembly must stone him, whether an alien or native born. When he blasphemes the name, he must be put to death." Anyway, Moses spoke to the Israelites, and they took the blasphemer outside the camp and stoned him. The Israelites did as the Lord commanded Moses. Of course they did. What else are they going to do? It's interesting. They don't say what the name is, do they? Jehovah? I mean, that was the one... You're supposed to get stoned for saying that for a while, right? Jehovah. Jehovah, Jehovah, Jehovah. Don't say it out loud. I don't know. I'm not a historian. I have holes in my brain, you stupid idiot. What do you expect from me? Fuck off. This has been Bible Studies. I'm glad that one was important, though. I'm glad you got to see that one. Oh, it's not my fault. Nothing is my fault. I can't control my own actions. I'm gonna play you some songs now, but I'm not gonna try that hard. I'm just gonna play some songs, and if I mess up, I'm just gonna keep playing. So, steps out his place and gets smacked in his motherfucking face just because a motherfucker tried to base the G-O-D, the G-O-D. Now while I see his whole clique passes by, motherfuckers think they qualify, and for those that want to try the G-O-D, the G-O-D, yo. I'm not caught up in politics. I'm no black activist on a so-called scholar's dick. I'm coming through with the woo and drop math and versatile freestyle bombs and phonographs and deliver all things and other than wait to search to death on how living things relate. Cause at a young age, I was molding a religion I relied on and got caught up in superstition, scared to spit old duck black cats once in a while, threw salt over my back. But with knowledge itself from off the shelf, big things seem complicated, now small like L's. So turn off the lights, light a candle, have a seance, pull the lid off the Dean Martin scandal. Witches, warlocks, spooks, and Holy Ghost. RZA, let's defraud the hoax. When that motherfucker steps out his place, thing gets smacked in his goddamn face. just because the motherfucker tried to base the G-O-D, the G-O-D. And while I see his whole clique passes by, motherfuckers think they qualify. And for those that want to try, the G-O-D, the G-O-D. We were on the same ship when the slaves were checked. I had to pull your card, you was on the top deck, so I plotted my escape. I saw the thin line between love and hate, and fast from the hog on the plate. I suffer brutal pains from whips and chains, punishments that was set to wash the brain. So look, listen, observe, and also respect this jewel jawed up, detect and reflect this light I shine, cause my powers to find truth, manifest through eternal mind. Purified masses and gases, the same elements that help spark civilization classes. I see brothers quote math plus degrees. See professor ask fellas can't feed their own seeds. When a fella steps aside his place, then gets smacked in his motherfucking face, just because the motherfucker tried to base the G-O-D, the G-O-D. And what I see is whole clique passes by, motherfuckers think they qualify. And for those that want to try, the G-O-D, the G-O-D. When a motherfucker steps out his place, then gets smacked in his goddamn face, just because the motherfucker tried to base the G-O-D, the G-O-D. And what I see is whole clique passes by, motherfuckers think they qualify. And for those that want to try, the G-O-D, the G-O-D. They call me her, they call me Steve Shoes, they call me Black, they call me Chicho. That's not my name, that's not my name, that's not my name, that's not my name. They call me Quiet, but I'm a riot. Every jolly soul, always the same. That's not my name, that's not my name, that's not my name, that's not my name. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It is my name. I'm just kidding. That's my name. That's my name. Oh yeah. Check this out. One time I tried to well, sort of. I was just messing around, but without actually looking it up or even listening to the song, tried to figure out how to play a Placebo song one time. Yeah, I did. Yep. And you know, it works. You can play it the way I play it and do the song, but it doesn't sound anything like the way you're supposed to play the song. And when I realized that, when I discovered that this version that I'd invented didn't sound anything like the proper way to play the song, I realized I could use it myself for my own stuff. So I did. So I'm gonna play the Placebo song that I ripped off, and then I'll try to segue into my own thing. Well, we'll all be dead soon. And what difference will it make? Oh, think about that. The funny thing, I guess, is that I can't remember the lyrics to the Placebo song or my own song. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Try to suffocate memory. exasperating. This degeneration, mental masturbation. Think I'll leave it all behind. Save this bleeding heart of mine. It's a matter of trust. 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 Because you don't care about us. Oh, you don't care about us. Oh, you don't care about us. Oh, you don't care about us. It's your age. It's my rage. It's your age. It's my rage. Now we'll just slow it down a little bit, and suddenly it turns into a different song. A picture perfect, unkind. This life is eons away from me. Says I don't mind, and the words defeat me. Fingers trace the pulse that keeps me moving. You've been so sweet to me all day. Makes it so much easier to say. Guess I'm bound to help you till I won't. I guess I'm bound to like you more than anything until I don't. Hit the volume, rewind. Take two and it all unfolds again. They say that pain fades with time. We're getting older, but we're still not smarter. People are so pleased to be alive. To this day, I can't imagine why. Guess I'm bound to miss you for a time. I guess I'm bound to grasp for some relief of any kind. Relief of any kind. Gentleman in every sense of the word, yeah, that's his maybe. What's the use when all you hear is oh, you should be more like so. Oh, you should be more like so. A single moment in time. This world is lifetimes away from me. Say I don't mind, but why should you believe me? Thanks just the same, I guess I found Like my voice is kind of messed up. Maybe from playing so much rock band last night. Maybe I'm a little bit hoarse. Why the long face, horse face? Let us play something where it doesn't matter so much if I can't sing. If I can't sing notes. Never mind if I don't know the songs. And I wish I was something, I wish I were good. I wish I were made of mahogany wood. I wish I were bigger, I wish I was tall. I wish I had houses instead of these halls. Now somebody put me inside him one day. I know who it was, but it won't let me say. He looks at me sometimes, and sometimes he rocks me to sleep in the dark. Sometimes he's not. As a cut needs to bleed. Yeah, that wasn't much of anything, but let's continue in that vein. Right, exactly in that vein. Up. Carry me, it would be the lower octave, I think. Who carry me into the sunset, lay me on the ground. I won't be inside the body, but I'll be around. Soon I tip my hat to you and say a sweet goodbye. Time is running out on me and I don't want to fly. Something's coming into focus, something I can't see. It's covered up in sticky paper, now it's stuck to me. These are my last words, I'm singing, singing in the rain. Listen, stability causes cancer, can't you see? It can only go so far, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Oh, those residents, they sure don't write a pop song. Oh, good for them. Good for them. Well, what would you like to hear? Who are you betting on? I bet I can't sing a pretty song right now. I bet I can't do it. I met up with a king. He confessed that his body was burning. I met up with a king. His body had began to rot, and he said, "Don't think less of me. I'm still the same man I used to be." No man who loved her body but never saw her mind, and he took everything she had kept and then took everything else that was left. But no one believed her. No one believed her. I feel just like the king as I fall on the muddy ground. Feel just like you guys. There's people thinking they know something now, but I don't know anything at all, and we mean nothing to history. Yeah. Well, thank God. So tell me now, do you believe me? Do you believe me? I bet you don't. I bet you won't. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't so bad. That wasn't so horrid. It's my first aid kit. First aid kit from their first aid album. Trailer for sale and rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, oh, but 2 hours of pushing broom by the 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man means by no means king of the road. 3rd boxcar midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn out suit and shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found. Sure, but not too big around. I'm a murder means by no means king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all of the children and all of their names, every handout in every town, and every lock that ain't locked, no one's round. I say trailer for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes on, but 2 hours of pushing broom by the 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man means by no means king of the road. I can't get myself to practice the same songs with any regularity. I learn them and then I get bored and then I don't want to play them anymore. Yet another good reason I never play in public. There's plenty of good reasons to never play in public. I hate watching people play live. I do. I hate it. Nor do I enjoy doing it myself. So, here we are. Safe and sound. Home again, home again. Beware, four figures appear through the fog. Yeah, grave diggers cut like swords. Fear makes your brain go numb. You ain't got a clue where the gods come from. I sold myself to exist and then I little millions of sperm cells and I found the egg. Now I got my chance. I came to enhance, represent, and get open as a bank. Pass it, a deep thoracic. Grave diggers are massive, putting fellas in caskets. Blowing like the wind when I'm in my spin. You get fucked across the path of the twister. Or face the storm and bring it on. And get chopped on the blocks of Hitchcock. The bird, the mental ward is my brainstorm. Somehow I became equipped with a chainsaw. Digging legacy pays my rent for the day. Some hate the image that I must portray. Critics say go to hell, I go yeah. Stupid motherfucker, I'm already there. Frustrated, mentally aggravated to be the rebel that society created. I'm good most times, but when I'm foul, then I'm flagrant. Living in the shadows like a government agent. One side of the story. Shit cooked up from Gay Digger's laboratory. Transforming brains with remains of the slug. When the Undertaker making beats starts bug. Path we create, splitting G's, chopping necks with the back guillotines. I'm your nightmare, fight with the verse, one verse. Will push your ass in my black resurrector. Danger, enter the graveyard chamber. It's like someone digging inside your air with a hanger. I'll inject my poison stinger into your finger. Of all your life forces, I'll drain you. I'm bloodthirsty, thirsty for sure. About to bloodsuck the same ones who bloodsuck the poor. You're not safe anymore. To all the holy spooks, I declare war. I'll grave dig them up from hell. I'll resurrect them. The poisonous bones of swine, I'll disinfect them. Positive energy activates. Constant elevation. Positive energy activates. Constant elevation. Constant. Because it's constant. Trace the source. Back to the beginning. The beginning of the end. The end of the beginning. It ain't over. It ain't never gonna be over.
They call me quiet, but I'm a riot. Every jolly soul, always the same. That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my name.